So Florence Scovel Shinn talks about the idea that your subconscious mind is infinite power without direction, pure power without direction. And in the book I Am Discourses from Saint Germain, he talked about the idea that only God alone acts. Your I am is God in action in man. And but again it talks about the idea that the I am principle in you, or your God uh, in action in man, is always waiting for direction from you, the little you, because that's the whole point of this experience, right? God wants to have unique, genuine experiences and to fulfill all your desires. But it's limitless power without direction. And the reason I want to talk about this idea is this, and I wish I knew this quite some time ago, because it took me quite a while to understand this, that we do not manifest anything. Even if we understand the idea of I am awareness, we still involve ego with it. And I will give you an example on to how this happens. And I know most of you guys know already what I am is, but you're not applying it the way it is meant to. So this is how it works. Ego thinks it understands I am awareness, and it thinks, okay, now I'm going to operate God within me. And it does not give direction, it gives every single detail. It starts to control this I am awareness. It does not trust the real I am awareness, and it starts to pretend to be it, and it does not surrender and does not get out of the way. And I can give you a very simple example of it. Somebody who is struggling financially and they assume wealth now. Immediately, and they can even say, I am wealthy. So they think that they are operating this power now. But your job is to just give direction. Once you have said that I am wealthy, you have given direction to it. Now you can trust it or your higher self that is gonna be done for you. When, how, where, you don't know. But we think that we are trusting it, but we are not. We immediately start to think from where it's gonna come, how it's gonna happen, when it's gonna happen. We already have some channels that we think is gonna come from. And we do not allow the full majesty of the I am awareness to operate. We start limiting God. We are like, oh wait, okay, maybe I will get another job, or maybe I will get raised from this, or maybe, this person that owes me money, they will give me money. No. Your job is to just specify what you have. You can even say that I am now $50,000 rich. That's it. No more where it comes from, when it comes from, how it comes from. But even if you say I am, you immediately do not surrender. You do not surrender to just fulfillment and your higher self, your real I am self, and you do not get out of the way. You keep looking for it, you keep thinking how, you keep thinking when, you check for it, and you do not live your life. It's like, you have a car, and it's like an auto driving car, and you put the end point where you want to go, and the car knows now where it needs to go, and it is driving wonderfully. But after every single 30 seconds or so, you mess with the steering wheel and you derail it. You touch the steering wheel, you derail it, and it cannot reach the destination because you keep messing with its work. And this is how most of us keep on messing with the work of God. It says in the scriptures that my ways are not your ways, my ways are past finding out. Why does it even say that? Right? This is not to say that humans are dumb. God will not be mocked, and God does not mock. The esoteric meaning behind it is that let go of trying to do it with your ways, because you will invariably fail and you cannot understand my ways. That's literally what manifestation is, right? That's like the manifestation one-on-one. So what I'm trying to say is here is this: we insidiously try to micromanage the unfolding of desire, even if we are not doing deliberately. Even if we think that we are doing with I am awareness, we trust the universe, we trust God, whatever, we actually don't. We are actually thinking about it, we are actually thinking about the path, we are actually thinking about the possibility, we are weighing pros and cons, we are rationalizing it, we are thinking, is it good enough? Should I ask for more? Should I ask for less? Is my imaginal act good? Is my affirmation working? Are these words actually good enough? Am I doing it right? You know? And then they will say, including myself, I'm talking about it all from my own perspective. And then we will say that, oh, I've been doing this for so long, nothing has happened. Because you do not let the car drive itself, you keep messing with the steering wheel. So, how does it look like in practice? And the biggest missing key that is most guys are missing. It looks like this in practice. Just saying something and imagining something once is enough, but you can repeat it. But don't repeat it to help your manifestation get along, like you're making it happen, like you're trying to control it, like you're supervising. No. Repeat the imaginal act and your words to remember who you are and what you have become and what you have chosen to be. That's it. And then live your life. Go about your day. This is the biggest missing piece that I see again and again in my clients, and from looking at retrospect on in my personal life, is that understandably so, some desires are really, we feel like they are really critical for our well-being and we really need them right now or we are doomed. But what happens is, we stop living our life in the meantime. What is true faith? What is true faith? True faith is knowing that the God is doing the work, so I'm just gonna live my life now. I'm gonna enjoy my life. I'm gonna go for walks, I'm gonna do whatever I was gonna do when my desire was fulfilled anyways. I will do those things now. So you start being the person who has it by living your life as you would if you had it. Now, understandably so, some of you will say, but I don't have the money, so how can I start living my life as though I have the money? Well, you don't need to physically live your life that way, like you go on and take loans and buy stupid shit. That's not what I'm saying. But you can say, my supply is infinite, my business is booming, everything is working out, money is flowing towards me, I'm a divine channel for abundance. And you embody this state of being, and you live your life by not worrying about it. And whatever you have, you start to appreciate it. And you eat your food with presence and you enjoy it. Whatever you have, you feel appreciation about it. You make it grand. You thank the Father for it. And this is how you expand in abundance. And then you will see the demonstration sooner or later. And then when it starts flowing, eventually you will actually start to live the life that you think that you are being, right? So if you want to be married to somebody or be with them, you can start describing them in your mind as already being your person. You can start to superimpose your reality, your desired reality onto this reality. How does that look like in practice? It looks like you are drinking your coffee and you can superimpose them sitting next to you, drinking their coffee. But these things are not necessary, right? This is just to help you live your life as though it has already happened. But even if you don't superimpose reality, even if you do nothing, inwardly you trust that the Father is doing the good work, and His ways are past finding out, and it is happening for me right now. It has happened for me right now. It's us all coming together. Whatever words that you can speak to align with the idea that it is done, or it is being done. You can even create the expectation. A lot of people tripped out about the idea that if I already have it, why should I expect it? These are just semantics. It's the implication of, it's something like this. Let me give you an example. When you buy something on Amazon and you buy it from China, for example, and you live in another country, it's going to take a month to arrive, right? But you know that it is coming, you know it in your soul, and even if it doesn't come, you know that Amazon is good with refunds. You trust it. You trust Amazon well enough that you know that it is arriving and you are expecting it, right? If it's something you really want, you're really into this expectation energy, you're enjoying it, you're excited about it, you check every day on your app, where is it? And it says like it's coming to the post office, all this stuff. So don't worry too much about this, logic. Don't think with your logical mind. Think, feel it to be real. This is why Navalgar says feeling is the secret. So there is no one direct path, one methodological and sequential and systematic path towards manifestation. It's all about who you are being in that moment, and however you be that, there are many methods to do that. Superimposing that reality onto this reality, imagining whenever you see your bank account, imagining and superimposing your desired number there rather than what it is. Imagining it, revision, affirmations, doing the Neville Goddard way, doing the Florence Scovel Shinn way. There are many, many ways to do it. But the key point is, once you have done it, after that, repetition is not to make it happen. Your little ego, your little I am that you think you are pretending to be really trusting God, but you're not. Whenever you are affirming again, you are actually doing it to make it happen. You are subconsciously or insidiously thinking, unconsciously thinking that the more I affirm, the faster it's going to happen. That is BS. Once is enough. But repetition is important not for your I am awareness, not for God. It's important for you to remind yourself, because we forget very easily who we are being. We say something, as Neville Goddard said, that if you imagine something and then after 1 hour you're not that same person that you have assumed, it's not going to happen, right? So this is how you carry it with you wherever you go, wherever you are, by using your words again to remind yourself that God is working. It's happening for me. It has happened, and the good work is being done right now. And creating that excited expectation or just fulfillment, whatever is easier for you to reach, or superimposing your desired reality and seeing that it is already here, right? There are many ways to do it, but understand that you have to surrender and let go and get out of the way of God for Him to make it work. His ways are past finding out. His ways are not your ways. And if you really let God freely work, sometimes you will see miraculous ways of fulfillment to happen. But if you do not let go of it, then it's only going to come from a natural, seemingly linear and boring way most of the time. It's still going to come, but don't limit God. Get out of the way. Assume that you are it. Use whatever technique you need to remind yourself that this is who you are now, and enjoy your life. Don't stop living your life. Enjoy your life as it has already happened, and then you will see the fulfillment. The demonstration will come, and you will already be happy before it comes. And you will enjoy the journey towards the destination, and you will enjoy the destination as well. Those who want to work with me one-on-one, the link is in the description, or you can join my membership channel where I answer all your questions every Saturday in live streams. The link is in the description. This is for this video. Until next time, bye-bye.